got to quit doing that. I'm not going to.
Season 3.
What?
This is season 3.
Wow. Season 3 of Jane Remember the Name. And once you do, you'll never forget it. No topic is off limit. Never forget it. No
You'll never be the same.
That's very clever.
You'll never be the same.
You'll never be the same.
Jane, remember the name. You'll never be the same.
You'll never be the same, and no topic is off limits. This is season 3, so I've been told by Shauna, our guy that's technical, and we did have some technical difficulties before we got started, but here we are again, and we're starting. I have been fortunate enough to have some acquaintances, that had a granddaughter in the Hill Country debacle. Debacle is a good word, don't you think?
Tragedy. That's what it has been.
It's a tragedy. And his granddaughter was one in the Bumblebee house. And they are now up there with their parents and their mothers, and all the kids that were rescued there are cleaning up the Camp Mystic for the next group to come in. To me, that is Christianity, facing their fears, doing what you do, and get over it. You have to do things that are fearful. And I think somewhere that all the water had been rising, I think that would scare you to death to go back there. It would. But for them to take that step and go and start doing for something else, okay, they're doing it to clear things for the next group. Now, to me, that is absolutely, when I first heard about it, I just was teary-eyed. And my last little TikTok, a friend of mine, Suzanne, told me that wasn't my best one. My last one, I was like, well, yeah, I was emotional, about all of this happening. She goes, well, that wasn't your best one, Jane. Well, sometimes you just don't hit the mark. So we're going to try to hit the mark more times. I think I've hit the mark more times than not. So we're going to start. We have Celeste here with us. Hello.
Hi.
And then we have Mike.
Hello.
Who is our you should know a lot about a lot of things.
And, none of it will make a dime for you, so.
Well, and is it because you're old?
Yeah.
Celeste knows
Because I'm old.
And I have to tell you, because it was my birthday, Celeste, I'm going to brag on Celeste. She took me to lunch on my birthday, July 3rd, at this place called New York Deli. She brought this fabulous bundt cake. And she had the whole restaurant sing to me. Happy birthday. Oh, yes.
You're so sweet.
She stood up and said, hey, everybody, we're going to sing to Jane. And so everybody sang. And then Josh was supposed to be filming it, and he got about, 4 seconds of it. And then we're like, really? And so then she did it again. And so when the tables changed, she made them sing again. So, I have to give it to Celeste for having them sing twice.
It's your birthday month.
It's my birthday month. So we're doing this. And Ray's sneaking in here trying to get JD to come. Anyway, but today we're going to talk about, is it God that caused all this, or is it man? So that's a pretty good way to look at it. Me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. And I think it was just too coincidental on July 4th that things happened. And it happened upriver. It went to San Angelo. Is there a river in San Angelo?
Yeah, it all filters down.
I know, but and then Rio Dosa got flooded.
Yeah. I think I saw something that there was, I don't remember how many flash flood alerts there's been, but in 33 states. So evidently there's been some rainfall, pretty harsh rainfall in a lot of parts of the country.
I think it's very, Trump had this wonderful 4th of July planned. Everybody was happy. I went to the grocery store. I saw more shirts that said USA, and everybody was happy and really glad to be an American. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like somebody wanted to squash them. No, you don't think so?
I think that's a little big.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't think so. I think, like I was saying a while ago, we know that you had a tropical storm that was decaying and coming apart,
Barry.
Barry, and NOAA had put out an alert about rainfall and
what does
maybe
NOAA
big
stand for?
rainfall. National Oceanic
I
and
mean, you can do that.
Atmospheric Administration.
Association.
Is it association or
Maybe
administration?
it's NOAA.
Yeah.
NOAA stands for, Shauna?
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. I just told you.
Let's Google it.
All we know it's called NOAA. That's why they call it NOAA, because nobody can say the real term. So it's National Weather Bullshit. It's what it is.
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Anyway, they put out a warning June 30th that there could be possibly a lot of rainfall and everything, and people should be aware and think about it. And then you had a company who seeds clouds in Texas fairly often because Texas seeds clouds, and they have this company. The company's called Rainmaker Technology Corporation, and they seed clouds. They seeded clouds in that area south of it on July the 2nd.
Second, 150, about 100 to 150 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they seeded clouds. So what I had said was that maybe it was like the movie A Perfect Storm, where a lot of things came together, and then you had this much rainfall and that much.
But they didn't show any, I mean, on any of the forecasts.
Yeah.
I mean, you looked and there was nothing, it was clear till Sunday almost.
Yeah.
There was no rain forecast anywhere.
Well, and like I was telling
So
you,
how does that, it just,
the topography in that area, that Balcones Escarpment area, the topography in that area makes it a funnel. So when you get a lot of rainfall and the rain's coming down the rivers and stuff, it kind of picks up speed and picks up more water. And I was telling you that when I was a biologist, I had hiked that area a couple of times, and they had some flooding in that area, but you could see in the trees, about 20 foot up in the trees, there was debris, branches and limbs and leaves and all kinds of stuff. So you knew that the water had gotten up that high before. So it's not unusual for them to have that type of flooding. And I think they probably have some flash flooding every year,
Yes,
but it's not like this, obviously.
Tina, a friend of mine, lived in Bulverde, and to get into her house sometimes, I mean, they had, the little sticks that say 6 feet.
Flood
Yeah.
gauge.
Yeah,
Flood
gauge, and
over
people
low
see
water
that,
crossings,
yeah.
yeah.
And you're going, and these morons would drive through something that said 6 foot. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that with moving water. It doesn't take much moving water to
Trisha said she almost, she was in like about this,
Yeah.
where the water was running so fast, she almost drowned because she couldn't get her feet up from under her,
Right.
and she couldn't get up and couldn't get up and couldn't get up. It's really scary,
Yeah.
Well, I think they're saying that there's still about 160 people missing, and there's like, well, is there a possibility of finding these people? But probably a lot of the people that are missing,
61.
a lot of the people that are missing are probably buried under the silt and dirt and stuff that was moved.
So sad.
There's probably some that they may still find in the debris piles and stuff like that. I bet
Do you
bet
think
you most of
anybody
them.
else is going to be alive?
I don't think so. I'd be so. And I don't remember what I was listening to, but a guy was talking about sometimes people report people missing because they tried to call them and they didn't answer and they didn't answer and they didn't answer. So they report them missing, and then it turns out, that they're able to communicate. They are alive. They just haven't been able to talk to anybody because they're lost their communication devices or whatever, their phones or
And
whatever.
of course, we know that nobody can remember a number anymore.
Exactly.
How
And-
are
but-
you going to call somebody? You're going.
And he was saying that there's a possibility that some of these people will kind of turn up and they'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't have any way to communicate with anybody, exactly. They don't know they're missing. They don't know they've been reported missing, so they haven't really reached out to the people and said, hey,
And there
hey,
are
I'm here.
central places that you.
Yeah, there are. That's a possibility that there could be some of those people that actually weren't missing. They just,
Well, I know that they're.
I hope that's the case.
I think so too. I think we should say we're going to claim it. There's going to be, a lot of them that are
I hope so.
not missing.
Yeah, I hope so.
But I mean, just it is a tragedy.
But how do we prevent it moving forward?
I don't think you'll ever prevent all tragedies. I mean, it's just
But like this, I think you've got to have early warning systems. There's
early warning systems and 5 minutes or like
10 minutes,
sorry,
10 more minutes.
early warning systems. And I guess I was thinking about this, the early warning systems, because they voted on it and they turned it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they turned it down. So now here's my conspiracy theorist. Now that they didn't have that, now the seed planting comes. And so who's selling the early warning systems? Now, is that too,
Probably somebody in Governor Abbott's office most.
and the seed,
But it's something that's needed, and it's something
is
that's been
needed.
turned down multiple
it is,
times. And we did read that Governor Abbott is going to push for it this
yeah,
session.
he's got to push for it. Yeah.
Well, and that is an area that's prone to flash flooding
And no signal.
and no signal.
No signal. And
He wants to strengthen emergency communications and other infrastructure in flood-prone areas throughout Texas.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And
yeah.
I mean, like rescue teams that are like you get called like that and you got to
Go,
grab your bag and
yeah.
go because it's fast, happens fast.
Yeah.
And I think
And then what do you
those
think
type of
about
things
the Austin
are.
guy, the Austin fire chief that didn't send their people.
If you got rescue teams that have been highly trained, like the ones in Austin, and you're the fire chief, and you don't send them because the state owes your department $800,000, then you're a piece of shit. Sorry,
No, it's true.
It's just true. You put aside that stuff and argue about that later. Once you go rescue as many children as you possibly can, you don't fold your arms and go, "We're not suing anybody because y'all owe us money." And he won't get fired, and he won't get fired, and I'm going to say it, and I'm sure somebody else will say that's a racist statement. He won't get fired because he's black. And you can't fire black people because then they scream racism. That's not going to happen. I don't think anything will happen to him, but he's already had a vote of no confidence by a bunch of the firefighters that work for
I
him.
don't think
They don't like
I
him
think
for
he was a
this.
DEI hire.
Well, it doesn't. However he got the job, that's the wrong way to do it. He should never hold that position like that again
I made that up.
because that's the wrong thing to do.
Do first responders take an oath?
Absolutely.
Same thing like physicians.
Absolutely.
So then wouldn't he have gone against his oath?
And then what do you think about the crazy people that are that pediatrician?
Oh, that was just
Have you heard
wrong.
about that? This pediatrician basically said those kids deserved that
From Kerrville.
from Kerrville. Said they deserved it because
They were MAGA
they were
supporters.
MAGA. They were MAGA.
Oh my
supporters.
goodness. Anybody who made this into a political issue is an evil person because this has nothing to do with politics.
Just saying that.
They're all
yeah.
evil.
I-
They're all
they're-
evil.
they're evil.
This is not a political
Listen to me.
issue.
If you think that there was something that these kids deserve that, I wish crotch rot on you.
Go talk to their parents that don't have their child to tuck in tonight. That is terrible.
I mean, and shame on you. Shame on you for even thinking
It's
that.
a tragedy. It has nothing to do with politics. Not everything in the world that happens has to do with politics. It's not an
She was a
issue in every.
pediatrician.
She treats kids
She treats kids.
for a living.
I bet
She lost her
I was
job.
going to
You
say,
know,
I bet
shame
she
on
won't
her
be
for
treating
that.
many kids after this because everybody who's her patient's going
You
to
know what? That goes against ethics too, because they take an oath. They follow
Do
everything.
no harm.
Do no
Yeah,
harm.
Texas Medical Board. There's somebody you can go after. And parents start speaking up. These are
You
people that are
can't.
treating our kids. If she's saying that,
You can't,
what else is being
you can't
said?
act that way. You
No.
can't- You just can't act that way. It's
You
not.
shouldn't even think that even
No,
if
you
you're by
shouldn't think
yourself.
it. No, you shouldn't even think it.
Right?
If you do, you
I
need
mean,
to
if
be
you think
looking
that
in the
like,
mirror.
you know.
That's wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong. But we're not going to do that because
I
we
don't do
want
that.
positive things. And having these kids go back to Camp Mystic and show that, I mean, that is walking in faith. And I mean, you can't beat that when you're walking in faith. And when you're walking in faith, God has your back.
The best meme I've seen on the internet was, I think, 2 or 3 little girls with it was a cartoon kind of thing, with Camp Mystic on their T-shirts running towards Jesus.
Oh, I saw that.
And he was hugging them, and they
Yes,
were
I saw
laughing.
that.
They were so glad to
It
see.
made me cry.
Me too.
It made me cry. Yeah,
And
yeah.
when I saw that, I thought, this is exactly how I believe it is, and I hope I'm right. I feel
you're
like I'm right.
You're right.
But because that's
expressed
the way I like to think of it.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
That was
I thought
awesome.
so.
5
too.
minutes.
I don't know who
We
did
had
that,
it
but it was great.
one-handed. I guess Shauna can hold up one hand. And I guess he was going to do this and this. And anyway, so what did we learn from this? What did you learn from this?
We are not God, nor should we mess with God. And I don't think we should be doing some of these things like cloud seeding. You know, that's my personal belief. And I think God is just kind of showing us, hey, I'm here, you know, and it's a tragedy and parents are not going to have their child tonight. You know, look at it that way. It's not politics, it's humanity.
Yeah.
It's humanity. So what'd you learn from it?
Well, I mean, the same thing that I've been saying for a long time. If you shouldn't be messing with nature because you don't know what you're dealing with. I don't care how much research you've done or anything. If you're cloud seeding and you think you know all about it and you're an expert, then you're an idiot because that's not the way nature works. If you want to start messing with nature, like I said a while ago, I told Celeste, that's a 6-year-old with a stick of dynamite and a lighter. That's a bad combination. I don't care how smart you think you are. You don't mess with nature. You work with nature.
Yeah.
You
And I mean,
don't
there used
know
to be
what the after
there was a
effects are.
commercial. Remember the commercial? Don't mess with Mother Nature.
Yeah, exactly. I
Was it
remember
butter?
that. That was a butter
It
commercial.
was a
yeah.
butter commercial because
Yeah,
they were trying to push margarine, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
and they would go.
yeah.
And she had this crown of, remember that? The crown of flowers on it. She
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
robes
Yep,
of,
yep.
plants and stuff. And she goes, don't mess with Mother Nature. And I don't think we should mess with Mother Nature. And I don't know who to tell. But,
Well, like we were talking, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to try to put together a bill to push through Congress that says that you can't do those things anymore. You can't try to block out the sunlight like what's his name?
Bill
Gates
Gates
wants to do with some aerosol. So the planet won't warm up. He's liable to bring on the next ice age. He's such an idiot. But you can't do those things. You can't mess with nature like that. She wants a bill that said, I agree. I think that's one that needs to be done. It's like, you got to figure this out and look at all aspects of it before you mess with this because you don't know how this is going to work
it's a
out.
domino effect.
It is a lot of
And
times.
in this domino effect, we're going to sign off now because he's holding up the hands and the fingers, and it's 2 minutes. So don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. And it's season 3, and we're going to continue on. We don't know what we're going to talk about chemtrails next. Chemtrails. And there's a whole thing about chemtrails.
I see.
And you know what? Those are things. Chemtrails. I'm going to tell you. Anyway, so we don't know what we're going to talk about, but we know that it's going to be uplifting, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be informative. And of course, we're probably not going to be in Wikipedia for anything we say, but you never know. We can change stuff in Wikipedia, right? Yeah, you can share. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, just letting you know, subscribe, like, and share. Tell your friends. Check on my TikTok. And check out my shorts not my shorts.
That's what I said. Did I miss something?
They're shorts. YouTube shorts. I'm supposed to put YouTube shorts, but anyway, check out my YouTube shorts because it kind of looks like my TikTok, sort of. And tell your friends, and who knows, you might, maybe we'll push a T-shirt that says Jane, remember the name. Have a great, great, great weekend. Oh, here we are.
Don't mess with nature.
Don't mess with nature. Everybody say, don't mess with nature.
Don't mess with nature.
What? Oh, this? Okay, here we go. And then hide and seek needs you. we need you to come fill up our storage units. And we have nice storage units. They're clean, they're sexy. We have great bathrooms if you're there. And we have air conditioning, we have non-air conditioning. And if you need something to go and have a meeting, we have a conference room that's quite nice.
It's nice.
It is nice. It's super nice. So please call 956-381-0625. Talk to Marty. And this is Hide and Seek. And Jane, remember the name, is sponsoring Hide and Seek. Bye, y'all. Say bye.
Bye.
Let's go.